The Imperator has been in the game for over 10 years now. You get it during the Archgun quest when you claim the Oronata frame from the foundry, and it's also the reason why many people for the longest time did not build any other Archguns. I'm gonna be using the Vandal version in this video, which fires faster, has a bigger magazine and higher crit, but even the standard Imperator is still really good. I would however recommend upgrading to the Vandal, which is available from the Grineer side of the invasion system. Basically, when the Grineer side of the invasions fills in, it starts a Fomorian event, and during this event you can play a mission where you can get all the parts for the Vandal. This is a Master Rank 5 Archgun that does primarily impact damage, but it still has a good amount of puncture and slash. It has very high crit chance of 28% and above average 2.4 times crit multiplier, and a decent status chance for a weapon that fires this fast of 12%. So let's finally give the Imperator a shot and see how it handles the new arcanes, shall we? The benefit of the Imperator is that it kinda doesn't have any bad stats, it just has a little bit of everything. Even the status is decent enough. I am torn between Frostbite and Cracks. I'm kinda leaning more towards Frostbite just for the raw damage, but Cracks could be really good too. I kinda like the sound of Merciless here for the reload, but you could do like Flare, you could do Deadhead. Okay, dual rounds. I don't think we're gonna go with automatic trigger. That is way too much fire rate. We will run crit focus though, because we're actually gonna scale crit with mods, because we're not running Enervate. I don't think Enervate's worth it here necessarily. Just a quick reminder that I am running Avenger, which is extremely good for Archguns because their crit mods just suck. Yeah, I know I use corrosive too much. Let's go cold for the frostbite. I guess we can just do one of the dual elements. Containment breach. I think magnetized cycle is just overall better. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna get a bit of fire rate as well. Yeah, I think you're beginning to see why people wouldn't really build Archguns back in the day. Because you would essentially just get this from the quest, right? I know some people, wanted to be a bit special about it and would be just like, man, I prefer the Velocitus. But most people would just look at this and go, oh, a giant machine gun that shreds everything in seconds? I think I'm good. What the why is there so much blood on the floor? Did I just not notice it before? That seems very excessive. I want to see how the old Craxorino feels. Is the damage lower? It should be lower. I can't really tell though. It's still shredding really fast, and we get extra status, and we get ammo efficiency as well. Like, the ammo efficiency part is going to be huge because we're firing well over 30 rounds per second. Like, I'm pretty sure when we did Frostbite, I had to reload. I'm still at 92 rounds, so like the ammo efficiency is considerably higher here. Which makes sense. Look at it. Yeah, that drains really slowly. I think this is the way to go. Also, the Emerald Archon shards are finally back. I actually ran 2 Taufies, so we get 10 stacks even on Acolytes, which is really nice. This is gonna be utter destruction. I'm calling it right now. Oh, I was right. I was right. Damn. That's good. Yeah, we used 120 rounds to mow everything down. That's really good. Yeah, the extra reload speed from Merciless feels really nice. We could switch over to like Deadhead to get the headshot multi, or even Flare and just like either run Heat, because we're not running Frostbite anymore, so we could run Heat and Flare, or just let Harold proc Heat. He can sustain Flare on his own. It's crazy that this is like the default Archgun. This is the Excalibur of the Archguns. Like, you get it, do you still get Excalibur right away? I don't actually know. I think you do, right? It's still the face of the game. So you get it right away, and it's just like one of the best things you can run. Where you going, bud? No, come here. Oh, yeah, that's some good dippers. You can truly never go wrong with the Imperator. Like, everything you throw it at, it will do it. And it will do it damn well. Let's try the spider. We have like the worst arcanes for this. It's a pain to stack them up, but it's still doing like well enough, yeah. The Imperator's always had great DPS for the spider. I remember way back when like hunting the spider was still a thing you would regularly do. I tested all the Archguns we had at the time against it, and I think the Imperator Vandal was the best if you didn't have any Warframe buffs. Okay, so when you do ramp up your arcanes and you actually keep them rolling somewhat, it still shreds insanely fast. It's just a bit of a pain to constantly keep them up on the corpus. I think Flare would be better here, especially because of Harold. Harold is constantly butchering all the corpus, so I have nothing to shoot. Yeah, that was pretty good, even with our questionable choice of arcanes for this. Like, I would most definitely just run something else for the arcanes here. There is no way in hell I just got an arcane from a Thrax unit in an Exterminate. I did! That is so rare. I am really digging these corrosive magnetic hybrids. They're extremely versatile. I've never been a big fan of faffing around with my elements. Like, I will much rather run a suboptimal setup that works against everything than an optimal setup I have to change every time I fight a different faction. That just seems really annoying to me. Okay, so that's really cool. Every time I do this mission, and I do it with every Archgun, I don't use dispensary, and I think this is the first Archgun that finished it without running out of ammo. I think the Mausolon was closed. I know another Archgun was really close. But I think this is the first one that did it without actually running out. Yeah, very neato, coolio, let's go. So first things first, I really like running Arcane Avenger for all my Archguns, regardless of whether I'm running Enervate or not. If I'm not running Enervate, it's just gonna add a lot of crit. If I am running Enervate, it cuts off the low end of crit and makes it feel a lot better. Dispensary, or some other way of sustaining heavy ammo, is also a good idea, though the Imperator Vandal is actually pretty ammo efficient with crack, so you might not need it. Moving on to the build, where we have prime dual rounds for multi-shot, a combination of critical focus, hallowed bullets, and parallax scope for a bunch of crit chance and crit damage, though bear in mind you will have to aim down sights to activate critical focus, which we follow up with magnetized cycle, hypothermic shell, contamination casing, and charged bullets for corrosive, cold, magnetic, bunch of status, and a little bit of fire aid. And finally for the arcanes, we have primary cracks and secondary merciless, though the thing about this setup is that it's very generic, so you can easily swap things around. If you'd rather run deadhead, run deadhead. If you want to run flare and run heat instead of cold, you can do that too. Oh yeah, and for pet, I'm running Good Boy Harrow that primes cold with coolant leak and then puncture, impact, heat, radiation, magnetic, and vital with its butt totem. This was by far the least surprising result out of all the Archgun videos that we've done so far, because I knew the Imperator Vandal was gonna be good, and it is. It's just a really solid Archgun. The damage is great, the crit is amazing, even the status is good because of how damn fast it fires. Even the baseline punch through of 1.2 meters is usually enough to feel good in most scenarios. And I didn't even mention how clean the weapon is. It doesn't shake your screen like crazy, it doesn't cover it in crazy visual effects, it just gets the job done and it gets it done well. It's just a good Archgun and I would highly recommend you give it a shot. Do not overlook the Imperator or the Imperator Vandal just because they're kind of like the baseline Archgun. They're very good. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Dispensary or some other way of sustaining ammo. Why? You have no idea how many times I've had to re-record this. I keep saying ammo instead of heavy ammo. I don't know why.